Today we are going to be taking notes on lesson 2.2 and we'll start with the transformation. A transformation changes a figure into another figure. And I apologize for the handwriting. Changes a figure into another figure. There are 4 types of transformations that we're going to talk about. The first one is a translation, then a reflection, a rotation, and a dilation. We are going to start with a translation. A translation is sliding a figure left or right and up or down. So we are going to take a look at a few objects to determine if they are a translation or not. The non-shaded figure is the original figure, and the shaded figure will be our image. So those are the two that we are comparing. If we look at the rectangle, it is not a translation because the figure is only being made larger. If I look at the sun, the second image, the original sun, and if I compare that to the image, I can see that it is being translated because it is being moved to the right and then it is being down. So yes, that is a translation. In the triangles at the right, the original triangle is not a translation of the image. The triangle is being shifted to the right, but it is not simply moving up or down. It's flipped, and we'll talk about that in a later transformation. Now let's talk about a vertex. A vertex is a point on a polygon. A point on a polygon. The plural form of a vertex is vertices. We are first going to look at number 4. To begin, you want to make sure to label each vertice of the polygon. So I'm simply going to label it A, B, C, D. So when we translate the figure, we want to name those vertices accordingly. I am going to move each vertice 4 units left and then 1 unit down. So to begin, I am going to first list the ordered pairs. So for vertex A, the ordered pair is 0, 4. For vertex B, the ordered pair is 3, 4. For vertex C, the ordered pair is 4, 0. And for vertex D, the ordered pair is 1, 1. It is important that you write these correctly using the parentheses and the comma. Now we are going to translate each vertex 4 units left and 1 unit down. I'm simply going to go to the original vertex, so I'm going to start at A, and I'm going to count 4 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 down, and plot the point. I am going to label that new vertex A prime. It almost looks like a little exclamation point. I'm going to continue with each vertex. So for B, I'm going to go 4 units left and 1 down, and I'm going to label that B prime. For C, I'm going to go 4 units to the left and 1 down, and that will be C prime. And for D, I'll do the same. 4 units to the left and 1 unit down, and I'm going to name that D prime. It's also important to list the ordered pairs for your translation. So in coordinate notation, I am taking the xy value, and to the x value, since I'm moving to the left, I am subtracting 4. And for the y value, since I'm moving down 1, I am subtracting 1 from the original y value. Therefore, my new a prime, the ordered pair would be -4, 3. The ordered pair for b prime would be -1, 3. C prime would be 0, -1, and D prime would be -3, 0. It's important that you label these on the graph, and then I'm going to connect the dots. Please use a straight edge. It's a little bit hard with this, to show your new translated polygon. Next, for number 5, we are going to look at the triangle. Once again, I want to label each vertex, and you can choose any letters that you would like. I'm going to label this one Q, R, S. So that would be my original figure. For this, we're going to translate each vertex 5 units right and 4 units up. So first, let's go ahead and write the original coordinates for the figure. So the ordered pair for Q is -3, -2. R is -1, -1. And S is -2, -5. Again, the ordered pair is the XY value. So we're going to take each vertex and we are going to move it according to the translation that is described. We are going to move 5 units right and 4 units up. I'm going to start at Q. So I am going to move 5 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 units up. So for Q, my new point is 2, 2. So I would make that Q prime. I am going to do the same for each ordered pair. So I'm going to do R prime. I'm going to move 5 to the right, and I am going to move 4 units up. R prime. I want to go back and label that other vertex Q prime so I don't forget. The new R prime value for the image is 4, 3. Then I'm going to do S. I'm going to move 5 units to the right, and I'm going to move 4 units up. I'm going to plot the point, label the image vertex S prime, and my new ordered pair for S prime is going to be 3, -1. So my coordinate notation would be x plus 5 since I'm moving to the right, and y plus 4 since I am moving up. And then of course we're going to connect the points using a straight edge. I apologize for the stylus and not having a straight edge. One important thing to remember is that if you are moving to the left, you are going to subtract. If you are moving to the right, you will add to the x value. If you are moving up, you will add to the y value. And if you are moving down, you will subtract from the y value. That's because the vertical axis is the y-axis and the horizontal axis is the x-axis. Now we are going to take a look at how to describe the translation from a shaded figure, which in this example is my original figure, to the non-shaded figure, which in this example is my image. The first thing that I want to do is I want to label the vertices on the original figure. So I'm going to do A, B, C. Make sure you label them the same on yours. And I'm also going to write what the original ordered pair is for each vertice. So the ordered pair for A is 2, 2. For B is 3, 4. And for C is 4, 2. Remember, the X value goes first, the Y value goes second. Now I'm going to choose one of my vertices. I am going to start with A. I am going to count how many units to the left or right I have to move, and then how many units up or down to get to the same vertex on the image. So on A, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 units to the left. So that would be x minus 3 for the coordinate notation. And then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units down. So that would be y minus 5. So then here would be A prime. That new ordered pair for A prime is -1, -3. So basically what I'm doing to get that new image and its ordered pair is I'm saying that 2 minus 3 equals -1 and 2 minus 5 equals -3. So you're simply going to be adding or subtracting the integers to find the ordered pair for your image. So now if I look at B, I can simply say 3 minus 3 is 0. And for the y value, 4 minus 5 is -1. So my new ordered pair for B prime, or for the image, is 0, -1. And then I'm going to do the same for C prime. So 4 minus 3 is 1, and 2 minus 5 is -3. And I can check that on my new image, and I can determine that that is correct. And I forgot, make sure you put B prime and A prime for the other ordered pairs. So now we're going to take a look at how to describe a translation. Remember that the first ordered pair is from the original figure, and the second ordered pair is from the image. So in order to describe the translation, I'm going to take the ordered pair of the image and subtract the ordered pairs of the original figure from that. So if I want to find the translation that describes the x values, the value in x for the ordered pair of the image is 2, and I'm going to subtract -5 because that, or 2 plus 5 is 7. For the y value, 8 is the y value of the image, and 3 is the y value of the original figure. So 8 minus 3 is 5. But in order to describe the translation, I need to write that in coordinate notation. So that means for the x value, I am adding 7 since it's a positive 7. And for the y value, I am adding 5 because it is a positive 5. So when you describe a translation, you must write it in coordinate notation, correctly showing if you are adding or subtracting, moving left or right, or adding or subtracting to move up or down. Now you are going to complete problems number 8 and 9 on your own, following the examples that we have done previously. We will check examples 8 and 9 tomorrow in class. Have a good night.